This is the place where the negotiations used to happen. It was in this room where the journey of His Excellency, the President Uhuru Kenyatta, began. Actually, he was conceived in this particular house. Yes. Hello, great people, and welcome back to the overall show. Every time you see me on your screen, it's always about stories, about culture, about the people of Kenya, the people of this region, and of course about the experiences of traveling and trying to discover Kenya and then bringing it to you. So, most of you studied here in Kenya, you've ever heard of the stories of the Kapenguria Six. We are talking of the likes of Fred Kubaya, Ochieng Oneko, Jomo Kenyatta, Bildad Kagia, Kungu Karumba, Paul Ngei. I visited Maralal in Samburu County, and I thought of bringing you this amazing story. Have you ever asked yourself where Mzee was detained? We all hear of this story that after Mzee left the prison where they were, he was taken to Maralal in Samburu County. So, where was Mzee taken? That is the place that I'm welcoming you today, and that is Kenyatta House here in Samburu County. I want to go with you inside to get to see what is inside, what happened inside there, and where this place actually holds in the history of this great Republic of Kenya. Karibuni, let's walk inside and see what is happening inside. And this is Kenyatta House. Welcome. Let's walk inside and see how it looks inside, and I mean what is inside. Let's get inside and just see. I'll take you around, show you every room, and get to understand what used to happen in different rooms and how the house looks now. Yeah, karibuni.
Thank you.
This is the famous Kenyatta House here in Maralal, Samburu County, and we are informed this is where Jomo Kenyatta was detained. Later, after they left the prison where they were, the six, and this is the sitting room. Actually, you can see on the wall, it has portraits of all the presidents of Kenya, starting with Mzee Jomo Kenyatta himself. We have right on the other side, His Excellency Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, His Excellency Honorable Mwai Kibaki, the third president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, that's the son of the founding president, and the current president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. On my right hand side, you can see also some amazing photos, and because I mentioned the Kapenguria Six, here they are: Bildad Kagia, Kungu Karumba, Jomo Kenyatta, Fred Kubai, Paul Ngei, Ochieng Oneko. They were arrested in 1952, tried at Kapenguria 1952 to 1953, and imprisoned later in northern Kenya. So actually they are called Kapenguria Six because this is where they were tried, 1952 to 1953. You look at the wall, you see different photos of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the interactions with different people. And again, as has been said, this is the room. You can see where the negotiations were happening. Actually, that was the purpose as to why Mzee was detained in this place. So this is the place where the negotiations used to happen. Do not sit on the seats as indicated. So next time you come to Maralal, please make sure you pay visit to this great place, because it is only through this that you get to understand Kenya's history. If you don't travel and visit and interact with the people, you'll never understand where Kenya came from, and you'll never appreciate where we are right now. This, I think, is a very famous photo. Mzee, the daughter, and the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. And actually, you will see that I've never been keen enough to notice that Kumbe, in this photo, Uhuru Kenyatta is actually shoeless. That is interesting. So, come to this side. So, because if you've studied and you've read widely, you realize that Mzee Jomo Kenyatta really loved reading and writing. And even in detention, he was still offered this special place for his reading and writing. So Mzee used to read from here, and we are informed by the amazing tour guide that who was here that this is even where some of the writing was happening. There's this famous book called Facing Mount Kenya. I want to believe that the writing used to happen in another room that we'll also be showing you. So we will walk around. We don't need to show you everything, because then it's also important for you to visit and come and see what was happening here. Let's walk inside and also get to understand other places. So that's the sitting room. So I'm now taking you to the guest room. This was the guest room, where they used to host his guests, of course, one at a time. You see the bed. When the guests come, this is where they sleep. And on this door, Very important. The guests that visited Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the first one was Mzee Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who later became the first vice president of the Republic of Kenya, actually serving with Mzee in the first government. Second was Thomas Joseph Mboya from Nyanza, and most of you just know Thomas Joseph Mboya through the statue we have in the city center in Nairobi. One day we'll do for you a story of Joseph Thomas Mboya. The third guest was Ronald Ngala. The fourth guest was Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, who later actually took from Mzee in 1978 when Mzee died. Then we had Mbuyu Koinange, Margaret Kenyatta, the wife, and James Gishuru, and finally John Keane, of course, and many other people. So this was Mzee's guest room, where the guests used to be hosted. The bed, we call them the drawers, or whatever you want to call them for now. Let's go to another room and see. So in the third room, you see there are guests also walking around trying to understand what used to happen here. So we'll go around and I'll bring you back to that room. First of all, let's go to this other room. So in this room, this was Mzee's, the children of Mzee. Actually, this is the children's room. You can see on the door. This is the children's room. So who was sleeping here? Christina Wambui, who is now called Christina Pratt, and Jane Njeri. These were their two beds. And just for you to know, these were the beds. The beds have not been changed. Yes, the repainting has been done, of course, to keep maintaining the room, maintaining the house, but this is how the house was, and the furniture still as they were. So let's get to this other room, the master bedroom. Welcome. Let's see what was inside. You can show them on the door. So this was Mzee's bedroom, the master bedroom. Very important information that is written here, that this was the room in which Mzee Jomo Kenyatta stayed during his life in Maralal. It was in this room that finalized his popular book titled Facing Mount Kenya, which he started writing in 1938, not in Kenya. By that time he was undertaking his degree in anthropology while in London. But most important, it was in this room where the journey of His Excellency the President Uhuru Kenyatta began. Actually, he was conceived in this particular house. Yes. You can see the room for yourself. That was Mzee Jomo Kenyatta's bed. So when you talk about conception, this is what we are talking about. But let's go show them the place where Mzee was sitting and writing his book, and why the book was titled Facing Mount Kenya. So you saw in the other room where Mzee used to sit to do his reading and writing, but now while doing everything, so this was I think, I want to believe, one of the most important rooms, because you see the seat, the place, the writing place, and the window. When you talk about facing Mount Kenya, this is actually what we mean. It was actually facing Mount Kenya, because from this point we are facing Mount Kenya, in the Mount Kenya region. And that's all about this room. So we'll go again and show you the other rooms. But remember, for you to understand more, you have to visit. Watching this video alone will not be enough. Just visit and get the feeling that we have at this moment when we're taking this video for you. So let's go around again and see the other rooms. Okay, here. This is a room of 1950s. But look, the washroom, the bathtub, still intact as they were then. Yeah, let's go to the other rooms and see. As early as then, in Mzee's kitchen there was an oven serving as a microwave. But you know what is interesting? Just down there the source of energy was firewood, just to let you know. So here's where the firewood would be placed, baking or whatever. I mean, when you prepare, you are roasting, everything used to happen here. Then a sufuria or a cooking pot would be placed here. But also quite important that there's a, do we call it a heater or a boiler? How you want, and maybe how you'll understand it. So while all this is happening, again, the water that actually being boiled here, then the water straight to the to where we saw the bathtub. So I think this is all about the room. You see the kitchen, you see the taps, you See the taps, of course, for hot and cold water, also still coming from the boiler. And these famous kabatis. In every old Kenyan home, usually have this kind of kabatis, unless unless you're a very, very, very modern parent and a modern child. But I think in every Kenyan home, you always find things like these ones. Let's see outside. So outside here, so you see all these, the guard's house and the washrooms on the other side, and this is the whole compound. So when Uhuru Kenyatta visited in 2007, 1st of July, he was then the opposition leader leading the party called KANU, and I'm talking to the younger generation, the Kenya African National Union. He planted this red cedar 2007. So if I'm right, the tree is now 16 years old. I just to mark that he came here to recognize that this is the place where he was conceived, and also to mark that this is where the father was detained just towards independence, where all the negotiations were done. So please, I still insist, visit Kenyatta House the next time you are in Maralal. It will be very important for you. So we keep walking and we'll keep showing you other historical places, but for today, this is enough. Wishing you a very happy new year, 2024. Enjoy everything that you plan to do, visit different places, study, work smart, and achieve all the dreams in your life. See you next time in another video.